Alex, just to step outside of Marcos's career for a minute, I don't know if you got a chance to see Spence Garcia.
I did. Well, I watched mostly. I watched the replay mostly, or we recorded it. I watched that.
But I believe you used to work with Mikey Garcia in fights past. He had, right?
Yeah, we had Rocky Martinez, and I forgot who the other guy was. Yeah, so we had the first two after. He got sick at one point from the dieting, so we came in and kind of helped out with that. Terry and I.
Well, a lot of people gave him credit for taking that fight with Spence. But how'd you think of how the fight actually played out?
You know, it's hard because I know him on a personal level, and we're friends. So you don't want to. I wasn't really crazy about how it was, but it just looked like watching Mikey. You could see, man, he saw everything that he was doing. He was catching shots. You never saw him. I thought he took some big shots from Spence, and I didn't see Mikey's eyes go. It didn't look at all to me that he was ever hurt during the fight. Maybe a body shot or something, but when he was catching shots, you could see that he was looking, and to me it appeared, that you could see that he was thinking about what he wanted to do, but his body wasn't doing what he asked of it at the moment that he wanted to. So. I've worked with Mikey, like I said, for over a year, and I've seen him fight big guys, 175 pounders in the gym. What I saw, that wasn't Mikey to me. I think maybe he's just being a good sportsman and saying something wasn't right, but I don't. That wasn't Mike. That to me, it wasn't Mikey. I think there was something that wasn't working the way he wanted to, because he was cognitive, he was lucid. You could see. I thought. In the slow read, I could see that he was looking to set things up. His body wasn't responding. That's just my opinion. So I don't know that's Mikey.
What did you think it was? Was it the weight? Was it Spence?
It could be, dude. Like I said last time, I said, you can't blame a loss on the driver. You got to blame. If the driver is good, the race car needs to be able to perform. And in his case, the race car the car didn't perform. He was performing. He was cognitive. He was lucid. He was thinking. He was setting things up. He was being methodical, but his body just wasn't doing what he was asking.
Well, as a strength and conditioning guy, did you like the way his body came out at welterweight?
No, of course not.
You didn't like the way?
No, of course not. Like I said, we've trained Mikey before, so I know what Mikey looks like when he's trained and he's in shape and he's been taken care of, and from the box, again, that's from a physiological standpoint. From the boxing, I'm sure they strategized, they had all that shit together and ready to rock and roll. But again, you can't blame you gotta blame the fact that his body wasn't doing what he asked it to do.
Was there anything you think like if you were working with him you could have done to have him? But
everybody would say I could have done this, I could have done that. I don't know. I can't. But I believe that Terry and I could have done way better than that, as far as from the physical standpoint. Mm-hmm. I know what Mikey looks like with. I don't. Oh, you guys are mine. I know. We know what Mikey looks like when he's been trained and he's in shape and stuff like that. So I'm talking again from a physical standpoint, from an aesthetic standpoint. We did tremendous work with him, man. He would be ripped and shredded, and man, he's a machine. But yeah, he just didn't look like what I had seen him. And then more importantly, man, I've seen him when he comes in like right off this 2 months layoff or whatever, and go in and spar right off the get at guys that are 160, 170. So to me that just didn't look like Mikey. That I know.
I hear what you're saying about the mechanics who are tuning up the car and stuff, but isn't it a lot? I hear fighters say at the end of the day though it's on the fighter. No,
you can't. The fighter's not a physiologist. He's not a kinesiologist. He's not a dietitian. That's not his job. That's our job. That's Marcos's job is to focus on fighting, focus on training. That's why I pay these people. Because I need that outside expertise. You ever notice when the car comes in, I told you a million times, they got a guy who comes in and checks the suspension. comes in and he checks the tires. He got a tire specialist, a suspension, a brake specialist. You know, you see what I'm saying? So the driver's 100%, but if the car is shit, then how much can the driver do except, you know? So I saw the driver look good. I mean, Mikey, like I said, he looked lucid, cognitive. He looked like he was thinking in there. He didn't look like he was struggling. There was no response physically. His legs didn't look the way they normally look. He just didn't look like Mikey to me.